Welcome back, everybody, and may the 4th be with you all. We are going to be talking about some news today. I do hope that you enjoy it, and I do hope that this helps earn your subscription, like, follow, comment, etc. down below. I do appreciate that, and of course, like and follow are like and subscription and all that kind of stuff are down below. And of course, have a wonderful day. A site that I did not expect, a thing that I did not expect, because, well, if those who do not know about Owozu, they're a company kind of like Wachter 910 Inc., where their entire generation left because of issues that were happening within the company, with management, etc. And they decided to go and make a labor lawsuit, basically saying that, you know, they were being mistreated, they were being harassed, etc. in a labor court in their country of Chile, I believe it was. And of course, well, at least Chile would be the place where they would put it, because that's where the company's from. Unfortunately, we have some bad news for the people who were expecting justice or expecting something bigger. They got the case dismissed. Don't know how. I'm a dummy. I'm very dumb when it comes to law stuff like this. But this seems like it was just miscarriage of the court. I don't know all of it though, so I can't really say. It says for almost a year and a half, Owozu has been awaiting. This is from Owozu themselves. Awaiting completion of legal process that concluded today in the Valdivia Labor Court with the dismissal of all the plaintiffs' claims, and the judge in charge of the case has dismissed all the allegations against Owozu. Dismissed, I find it interesting that they say dismissed instead of found against, found in favor of Owozu. This is just saying, well, I can't really do anything with what's here, in my opinion. Can't really do it with anything with what's here. We can't continue on. So the case is dismissed. It's not found in favor of one person or the other. It's a technical win for Owozu, but if I am not mistaken, this means that pretty much the case wasn't strong enough that they brought to the court, so the court couldn't do anything with it, and it was dismissed. Dismissal on the plaintiff's claims have been based on contradictory testimony or statements from the plaintiff and witnesses, in addition to, this is quoting the court, statements from the plaintiff herself that cannot be attributed to any significant probative value. So they didn't find any of the accusations strong enough to continue the case, from what it looks like. Owozu has been the target of campaign of harassment and public discrediting since the beginning of the process. Well, it's kind of expected when your whole generation, an entire generation, leaves your company. That's when you think something's wrong. When one person leaves, it's like, that could be a personal thing. When two people leave, it stops being a coincidence and it starts being an actual issue. Driven by the interests of individuals who have exploited the good faith of their audience and colleagues to garner support for a discrediting campaign. The thing is, this is attributing malice to something that can't be proven as malice. They're using the current, it was dismissed as a proof of malice. But not even the court has said that there is evil, that they did it on purpose, that they did it to cause malice. Therefore, we will not initiate legal proceedings against third parties who have believed or accepted a testimony that a court today found contradictory and lacking in evidence. Even if you tried to, we put out, like myself, this is a person that they could go after, since I am a public figure and I did make a video about it. I went on information that was given. I gave my opinion. I always said accusations. They are accused of. They're accused of, because unless proven in court, they're all accusations. We can believe it or not, but they're all accusations at the end of the day until proven in court. We're grateful to those who have been able to wait for the final outcome of this process and who are as eager as we are for the next news we have to give them. We recommend avoiding disseminating information to those who seek to distort or use media power to manipulate their audience with fictitious victories that have no business being a public institution with information accessible to verifiable worldwide. So, not only are they doing a victory lap, they are kind of rubbing salt in the wound for the people who lost. They're being, in my opinion, this seems a little too haughty, H-A-U-G-H-T-Y, a little too full of themselves, in my opinion. Yes, a success is a success, a victory is a victory, and it should be celebrated. But I don't know, it just seems a little strong in this case. But I will let you guys know if anything else comes up. This does suck because, like I said, when a whole generation leaves, that is usually the sign of something bad. Just because they couldn't prove it in court doesn't necessarily mean it didn't happen. But then again, like I said, since they couldn't prove it in court, at the end of the day, legally, they're all just accusations. Still just accusations. This is a bit of a lighter note. I know we've had a lot of heavy things happening recently. Of course, if you don't already know, well, you know now. Both Mint and Doki were playing Visage. Right now, it's more Mint is there with Doki as kind of a collab partner, while Doki is going through the whole Visage thing. I believe she did the upstairs instead of the downstairs one. I don't know what the exact difference is of both of them, but of course, she was there. She was doing it. Doki is a bit of a scaredy cat when it comes to all these things, like myself. But, Doki's the bigger one here, so that's who we're talking about. Of course, they had this. This is the part that I want to get to. Does Mint hate us? Yes. 78% said yes out of 10,000 votes. So the verdict is in. Mint hates all Doki fans. Hates everybody in Doki's fandom. It is not me who said it. It is Doki Bird's fans themselves. Of course, this is a joke. Of course, just letting you know. It's a joke. It's a meme. It's that kind of thing. It actually happened, but it's meant as a joke, not as something serious. Hiragi Yuka, who is a Japanese VTuber, who is, of course, singing and voice acting and doing a lot of those types of things, has announced that on the 5th of May, he's going to be, since it's Golden Week in Japan, it's a week where pretty much people have a lot of time. It's like a vacation type of week. It's basically, I believe, preparation for for tests, I think. I think it's like the preparation for tests. It's like Golden Week. It's time off. It's basically spring break type of thing, I believe, in Japan. She's getting her friends together, which are going to be these people here, who's going to be a part of a Mario Party Jamboree thingy. So let's take a look. It's Hanamiya Rica, as we all know. She used to be Yozora Mel. Amu Amane. We also have here Babu, who used to be a part of nijisanji. She was a member of nijisanji in the past, and of course, she was someone who did graduate eventually. But right now, of course, she is Babu. These are all the people that are a part of it, and of course, right there you have Yuka as well. They're gonna be having lots of fun. I'm glad that Rica, who's Mel, and also Babu, who used to be a part of nijisanji as well, are able to have fun with a friend and just, continue to grow, continue to have fun. These collabs are always a blast to look at and a blast to have. So I'm very, very glad for them. JAST Idols is a stream team / VTuber group that has been created recently. If you remember, I may or may not have covered this before. It may just be in my mind that I thought I was going to cover this. They said, so you like visual novels? This was on April 22nd, where they were teasing with the chibis of all the people that are going to be a part of it. Now they have become a thing, and it says H Idols, who aim to bring attention to cultured media. This is, of course, a route that VLure has taken, that other ones have taken it, just being unabashedly, just being like, that is me, that is who I am, that is what I'm doing. That's perfectly fine. It may not be the same type of content that people would like to watch. Not everyone's going to watch it, but these people are not small creators. They're all, at the very least, 10K or higher. And yes, they are a little bit more on the H side. Lootubers, etc., etc. These are the games that they actually have out here, the games that they are promoting, something that, they've been promoting recently. We're also going to take a look at their actual VTubers here. Vivi, Tanashi, Ichigo Lemonade, Kumo Cuddle Muddle, Yozora Aoi, Ryu Gui, or Gui. I don't know exactly which way it's said. These are all, you may or may not have seen them before. I recognize pretty much all of these before from other things, me just watching VTubers left and right, just random watching VTubers and things like that. They are not small names. They decided to make this VTuber group because in the large landscape, especially if you're doing loot-tubing or whatever you want to call it, it is very, very much a competitive space, a space that is, in many cases, very overly saturated. And it is nice to be able to have a group where you can support each other and you can help each other move up and move forward. I wish them the best of luck. This isn't necessarily the type of content that I usually watch or I like to watch when I'm watching VTubers. So I may not watch it myself, but this is definitely a market that hasn't been tapped enough, I don't think. and isn't as overly saturated as the VTuber market itself is. So of course, I hope you guys enjoy. And I hope you guys, support them if you want to. Hololive has ENReco Chapter 2 now. They have started that out. Of course, ENReco is an RP role-playing thing that they've been doing. It is a whole series of things. Of course, there are going to be several chapters going to be a part of it. Chapter 1 had, for the people that are missing now, had, of course, Fauna, Mume, Ame, Gura. All those people are no longer able to be a part of it. Ame is still technically able to be because of her being an affiliate, but, things didn't match up, etc. So here we have something that they have put out. Is grab your thinking caps and write the best dialogue for our ENReco illustrations. Prizes await the most clever, funny, or heartwarming captions posted on X and Instagram with ENReco Captionify for double the chance to win. It's going to be happening from May 4th. May the 4th be with you. And of course, May 11th. Rules, forums, etc. here on the forums.google. Also, here's where they're, the rules are here. Posted on both platforms for a chance to win. Some Enigmatic Recollection gear. Here, as you can see here, the collection card set. And here are some little manga slides that they have for A and B there. Also A and B there. And A and B there. Those are the ones that they want you to caption in the whole thing. Of course, it is going to be a fun one because the community is very creative. And here is the Google form for everything, the eligibility, all of the different rules here. These is the full rules of Captionify, which is, it's done for cover, the eligibility, over the age of 13. You add text to one of the illustrations and put in the hashtags. The administrator staff will evaluate the submissions, and then, a winner will be chosen later on. And of course, you do grant the license to use those submissions to cover. Pretty much by doing this, as it always is, you grant the license for them to use it in any kind of promotional material, any of that kind of stuff there. And you can only submit your own illustrations, nothing AI, none of that kind of stuff, which of course makes perfect sense. And this is going to be, like I said, something fun, something that the community is very excited about. And it says, we're all thinking this, right? Yep, they're going to be thinking that. It is going to be happening until May 11th. Enigmatic Recollection was something that, Fauna, Mume, and others that are now gone were a part of. It is kind of a roleplay type of thing. It is a story type of thing that is continuing on. It is going to continue even with the girls being gone themselves. Now, here is the key visual, one of the key visuals for Enigmatic Recollection this chapter. You have Bae, you have Crony, and you have Iris, the remaining members, the last members of Promise, of Hololive Promise, which was Hololive Council mixed with Iris in there. So they are continuing to do something good in the sense of having something out there for them all. And in fact, as I am doing this, they are having their intro to everything. Enigmatic Recollection, for all those who don't know, was something that, at least in the gameplay section of it, was very much a Minecraft world that they went to. And it was a Minecraft world that they enjoyed. Let's hear a little bit of what they're saying.
The library! Reading! Oh, it's like the library that we were building, but it's like old. So, yeah! How exciting!
So this is the new world that they're going to be part of, the ENReco world, and it's the world that I think it's going to be the same world they had before, where, they had the Colosseum, they had a library, they have like a castle, they have all these different places. It's very, very, very well made. And they paid good money to have someone create the world for them, of course, because it takes people hours and hours to build this. I wouldn't be able to build anywhere near this, but it is nice to see them do this. And this is basically, it's not the whole thing starting off right now, but it is giving people a bit of an explanation of how everything goes.
Library, you can also check your records of your adventure.
Oh, nice.
Because this time you can also write a diary, and some of them might actually be introduced later on a special stream.
So yeah, they're just showing everything. As you can see, they have other different parts of it. It's very, very well done, and it's also very elaborate the whole thing is. And of course, there are going to be some girls that are missing. Of course, you have Mume, you have Fauna, you have, the girls that are gone. A lot of the girls, Ame, etc., Gura, etc., they're not going to be in there, which sucks, but at least they're continuing forward and giving the girls who are there, and maybe some of the new girls, a chance to actually be a part of it. we have all of the POVs for Hololive Enigmatic Recollection, Chains of Fate. That is their chapter 2. As you know, I have covered this before. The Enigmatic Recollections was going to return, and of course, it was going to return sans or missing Fana, Mume, Gura, and Ame, because they're no longer here. Ame had the possibility of coming back, but the schedules, sometimes schedules don't fit, and she did kind of just stop streaming overall on Hololive instead of, streaming on there. She's streaming on her other channel. So let's take a look at all of the ones that are going to be here. Over here, you have a better, this person here, big ups to them. This Twilight, because they put everything in here. All of their different ones. They have the Enigmatic Recollections trailer too. Let's take a look at everything here. And I have, of course, Kali, Kiara, Ina, Crony, Bay, Iris, Shiori Novella, Koseki Biju, which is going to be part of it, Narissa Ravencroft, Fuamoko, which were there last time, Elizabeth, Cecilia Immergreen, which are also, I believe they were part of Enigmatic Recollections. I'm not sure if they actually were. But here is the Chapter 2 game trailer that they have available there. And let's take a look at it real quick. King's true identity was the outsider. Of course, I'm going to get rid of the sound because the sound usually freaking destroys me. Look at that world that they had created for them. I am the librarian, but you can call me Fia. According to the Book of Prophecies, we have only 7 days left. I am the last royal line of Libestal. Libestal? Break the chains of fate. Damn, they have a lot of new... Oh, dear lordy, look at that. A lot of new places. Very, very nice. This takes a lot of effort, a lot of energy, and a lot of money, because the people who can actually do this are expensive. Nothing stays pure. And they're like the castles, the bosses, as you can see there, those are, of course, something that needs to be programmed in. That is not cheap. I'm glad that Hololive decided to go through with this, and of course, they always get a lot of views when it comes to this type of stuff. I remember Enigmatic Recollection, The Chains of Fate. This is nice, and of course, as you know, the girls do a really good job. They really put 110% into everything that they do, and this one is no different. So, of course, support them if you can, and take a look at all of the different ones that I had mentioned. All different ones, both from Justice, Advent, and Promise Council, as well as Myth. They're all going to be there, the ones that remain at least. Big, big congratulations to them, and I hope everything goes well. Welcome back, everybody, to the VTuber Showcase, where I like to showcase up-and-coming VTubers of various sizes, shapes, forms, types, everything in between. Why do I do this? Because I want it to be a positive space for VTubing, positive space for VTubers, a place where they can rise up and they can be brought up by me, even though I have a teensy little bit of clout there. Any little bit that I have, I use it to pull people up with me, not tear them down. And, of course, we're talking about Misa, the mouse VTuber today. Itsmisasoup on Twitter. Let's take a look at their Twitch. It says, I'm a pink mouseical girl that loves soup and cheese. Nice to meet you. Inquiries there, of course. And we have Minions. Tonight we steal the moon.
Minions! Tonight we steal the moon!
Yes, they do. It is time. The time has come. All right. They're talking about loose stuff on Christian VTuber accounts. Other things here. VOD, mousing, mousing around. Mouse girl doing VODs. Of course, good that they have their VODs in here. Their YouTube is 96 subscribers so far. And they have a couple of things in here. They also have a couple of shorts, which is what they're seems to be putting a lot more into, which is perfectly fine, of course. And, of course, thank you as well, Misa or Itsmisasoup, for allowing me to showcase you on my channel. I do hope this helps you in some way. Thank you so much for watching. That is all the news that we have for today. Please let me know down below if you want to know any more news or if you have any comments regarding anything that you saw here, which I will try my best to respond to. I love seeing your comments down below. Of course, as well, like and subscribe to the channel. That will give you more information every single day. I do 2 videos a day, so hopefully you enjoy.